Hi, thanks for joining me for another epoxy tumbler video. I'm going to be doing this 20-ounce classic tumbler. I have already sanded it and primed it in flat white Rust-Oleum 2X. And I'm putting on about 20 milliliters of Krystal resin. I like to use art resin for an alcohol ink tumbler as opposed to fast set, and I just find that it doesn't set up as fast and gives the epoxy more time and the colors more time to swirl around. Personal preference, some people like to use fast set. So I'm going to be using warm sunset colors. I've got Ranger alcohol ink in Ember, Sunshine Yellow, and Sunset Orange. And then I also broke down and got myself some Pinata Blanco, which I really should have done a long time ago. But I thought I could do white in a different format, but there just really is no substitution for the Blanco. This is Ember, and I just love that color. It's like vermilion, and I love vermilion. This is the Sunrise Yellow and the Sunset Orange. So I do have other yellows and oranges, and I looked at them to maybe add to this cup, but I found that they just weren't the right palette that I was looking for. I really wanted clean, cool colors. I mean, cool as you can get with reds, yellows, and oranges. But you know what I mean? Like more of a cool look to it rather than a really warm, brownish look to it. So these are the three that I chose. And I'm actually quite liking how it's going on here. So if you're looking for a relatively inexpensive tumbler, I got this tumbler at Michael's, and I think they're regularly $11.99 Canadian. I'm in Canada. And then with our 30% off coupon, they work out to about $8.50, which is pretty good. If you don't want to order, and have it delivered from, other suppliers, this is a good alternative for an inexpensive cup. And I quite like this classic shape. They fit in most cup holders and they're not overly big. And I have quite a few of them. They work for me. So alcohol inks are not the most interesting thing to watch, these swirls, because it's just really quite a simple thing, just dotting the colors on up and down, going over it with the Blanco, adding more color, adding more white. They sure make a nice final result though. It doesn't look like much right now, but after it's been applied, let it spin, tilt it up and down a few times, warm it up a little bit, get the epoxy moving around. It really creates a nice effect and a really nice backdrop for just about anything that you want to do. Any kind of vinyl, any kind of decal. They make really nice kind of simple backgrounds for whatever you want to do, or just leave them as they are. I cut out vinyl with my Cricut, and unfortunately I forgot to record the process of me attaching it to the cup, and I apologize for that. I was doing several cups at once, and I was just trying to get everything done, and I completely forgot to record this cup. Frankly, you're not missing a whole lot because I'm still relatively new to making tumblers, and sometimes I'm, in an odd position with my head 2 inches away from the cup. peering closely to try to get everything exactly right, get it as straight as possible in the position I want it to be in. So between that and my my tripod, it's not really the greatest thing to watch anyway. On a happy note, I did get a different tripod in the process after I finish this video, so hopefully I'll have some better angles and be able to show different things. I've gone through several tripods over the last couple years. I find they tend to break down or they don't have the right angle. So here I just turn the turner off, and I'm lifting it up and down and trying to get the epoxy to kind of move up and down the cup vertically a little bit so that those swirls kind of have some shape to them and don't just keep spinning round and around and everything is on a horizontal, a horizontal line. These colors look really nice together. And I like that the white is not a really stark white. This is the next day. I am adding another layer of Krystal resin with the smallest little touch of Just Paint's sparkling white. It's almost like a super fine glitter, but it is a mica. So it does stay suspended in the resin, not like glitter, which will sink to the bottom of resin. Not that it matters much on this cup. You could use a really fine glitter if you wanted to. I like to add a little bit of white sparkle to these cups, to some of my cups that don't have sparkle. It doesn't have glitter. It doesn't have, any metallic. It doesn't have any sparkle added into the, the inks don't have any sparkle or anything. So this is my way of adding a little bit of sparkle to the cup. Just enough so that it shines just a tiny bit. And this is probably another 20 milliliters or so of epoxy just to give this a second coat and a little bit of sparkle. I usually clean my rims with an X-Acto knife. I sand the rim a little bit and use acetone to clean out any spray paint or anything that's on the inside of the cup or around that rim that I'm leaving. So here I've applied my vinyl. It says "Wake Up and Be Awesome," which I think is really cute. And there was kind of a weird little spot in the ink where it had turned kind of brown. I think all the colors blended together and it kind of left this mustardy brown color, and also like a blob of it. So I don't know if the inks all blended together and kind of left like this little streak when the epoxy was soft after I heated it up, after I warmed it up, or what happened, but I really didn't love it. So that sunshine, that little yellow sunshine decal that I made with my vinyl, I just plopped that over top of it and made it so that my decal was going to be covering that. I like to use my decals and cover my least favorite part of the cup, so that like this back part of the cup is so pretty, so that still shows. So you have a decal on one side and a really pretty spot on the other. Here's the final product. Really like it. It's cheerful and bright. I hope you think so too. Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. See you.